let's review this game. So Italian opening. Bishop b4. So far so good. Knight c3. So actually instead of knight c3, the book move, the best move is bishop to d2. Bishop take our bishop, we take that back, and then we can protect d4. Black is moving the pawn to d5, and after exchange we can castle. Black also castle, and we can play queen to b3 to attack the center, aiming at b7, and black move knight to e7 to connect the knights. We move the rook to control the open file, and black plays c6 to support the d5 center knight. So this is a book move of this variation. But in this one, we play knight c3. That is a slight mistake because black can win the pawn. Knight e4, yes. Castle, and we castle. Well, no, we need to take the knight out, right? Because the c3 knight is not pinned. We can take that with a bishop, and we can play d5. Kick the bishop, controlling the center. If bishop go back, and we can castle. And black win the pawn. So we didn't castle, and white actually, let me think, white actually can push the pawn to d5 first, attack the knight, and stopping black pushing pawn to d5. If you move the knight, white can win the knight. If you take my knight, I can take the knight back and attacking two pieces at the same time. If you take my pawn, and I can play queen to g5 to attack the queen and also protect the rook. If you play f6, there's a discover attack, and the king has to move, and we can move the bishop here. And after the trade, white has up material because we have like a bishop and a knight versus a rook and 3 pawns. So I mean, white is better in this position, but of course we can also move rook to c1 first, because you can avoid losing a rook. If you take that, there's still discover attack and win the c3 bishop. So pushing the pawn to d5 is better than knight e4. Black play d5 and play a3, b4, kick the bishop. We take the pawn. So I'm thinking, can we move the knight to, for example, g5 instead? If you take my pawn, I can threat 2 pawns in one move, g6, and then we can win the c4 pawn back. That involves a lot of tactics, I know. Knight to c3, kick the queen, still d5, queen to f6, attack the knight, take the pawn, take the pawn, bishop b7, attack the queen. Well, instead of attacking the queen, I will move the bishop to somewhere else, like f4, because the queen will move anyway. Move to f6, for example, keeping attacking our f3 knight. Bishop to g5. That's a blunder, I think. So we have played, how many moves we have played so far? We have played 17 moves, but either side only spent 4-5 minutes, or I mean black spent so little time, so it's worth like spending more time to calculate some moves like this one. Bishop g5 is actually a blunder. After take the knight, black is going to win material. Bishop to e2, rook f1. Yeah, so knight d4 is not accurate, so we can move the bishop to b c4. After the exchange, black still like up material. 2 bishop is way better than the rook, but in this game black play bishop b4. Black still like spend so little time here. Black has like up 6 minutes, so it's worth spending a little more time to find the best move. So after exchange, I think either side has the same material, and it's a very drawish position. White win the pawn, but both sides have different color of bishop. Bishop to a4. Yeah, White has upper pawn, but black can still get a draw as long as the king, like preventing white king further moving in. But in this game, black, I think, made the mistake, move the king back to ca. I don't see the purpose of this move. Maybe the king wants to move here, but it takes so many moves for the king reaches b3, and the bishop can simply push, I mean, place at c1 to protect the pawn. And also, I think black will lose the pawn at the king side, and that's a disaster. Yeah, after winning the 3 pawns, I think white is winning. There is so much advantage with winning so many pawns here. Yeah, I don't think black have a chance to get a draw now. Yeah, I mean, you can move the king to the e7. All the 3 squares are light, dark squares. There's no like bishop. Black bishop can stop white king moving to e7. Yeah, f7. That's a beautiful discovered attack, and white is winning. So I think the game, first of all, I think both sides should spend more time on the clock. And position-wise, I think at the end game, it's a mistake that black moved the king to ca. And I don't know what is the purpose of this plan. And moving earlier, I think taking the pawn is good. And on the other hand, white should move bishop to d2. And another thing is winning material like bishop g5 is a mistake. And on the other hand, black play bishop d4 is another mistake. So these are the material mistakes we need to avoid in the future. And that's it.